So good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to North Hobart Oval. It is an action-packed day as we can see the young ladies from the Lauderdale Football Club coming out for the first of three big grand finals here in the STJFL, brought to you by Cripps the Master Baker, baking bread in Tasmania since 1878. The biggest football competition going around as the Lauderdale girls break through. It's Andrew SIlver Fox Hopwood in the main commentary tower and the Peter Sharp tower. And I'm absolutely privileged to be alongside of me, Ellie Foster and Maggie Goldsmith from the Lauderdale Football Club. Ladies, welcome firstly to you, Maggie.
Good morning.
It's great to have you on board, and Foss, welcome on board.
Thanks, Hoppy.
Well, we can see here it is looking magnificent. You can feel the hairs on the back of your lady's neck just arcing up because it is grand final in the under 15 A2 division. We've got a bit of pedigree with you two young ladies. Both play for the Lauderdale ladies, and of course you're going round the final next week. But it's New Norfolk against Lauderdale. It's going to be a very tightly contested game, Maggie. Last time they played up at Tynewell Park, it was the Bombers who just got up. Now, you've seen a little bit of the Lauderdale girls. How is it that you think they might get up today?
Oh, I think they'll just play their set game plan, the Lauderdale way. We're going to use the space, very similar to the senior women's. And looking at them now, they look very prepared, ready to go. Good energy.
Very good energy. And Foss, you and I took a trip up to New Norfolk during the week and had a look at the practice. And you and I were concerned that, or very impressed by the way they train. They like a little bit closer, don't they? They like to be more combative. Is that how you see the way the Norfolk like to play the game?
I think so, and I think that might be hard for Lauderdale to overcome, but if they're anything like us, which they are, they'll 100% overcome that and play the Lauderdale way using space and leg speed, because they're a small team and New Norfolk look to be a bit taller.
They are a little bit taller. They're a fantastic team. Great pedigree up in the Valley of Love. They love their footy up there, and here are those young ladies representing the New Norfolk community as they are pumped. They've got a bit of the old face paint on there too, which is extraordinary. So in the semi-finals, to make their way to this big dance, it was Lauderdale 4-11-35 defeating North Hobart 3-7-25. And New Norfolk coming in with good form there, Foss, 3-12-30 to Lindisfarne, 1 goal straight 6. Do you think that will give New Norfolk a good amount of confidence coming into the game?
I think it'll be a bit of momentum, but as you said, Lauderdale girls just got above these guys at Tynewell Park last time, so hopefully the Lauderdale girls can hold on to that confidence from their last game against these guys. Yeah,
very, very much so. So as the girls are preparing for this, I think it's fantastic to see the young ladies going around. So, Foss, just quickly for you, you've been at the forefront of female football for some time. Tell me a little bit about the changes since when you started to what you see it now in senior company.
I think the skill level more than anything. Like I remember being that age playing, and their skill level was so much better than what ours was at that age. I think because being able to start at a really young age has just been awesome for their skill development and player development, even just getting experience and player smart. So it's exciting to see, you know, how much better the girls of this age will keep getting in the years to come.
I think, Maggie, that's what we've found, isn't it? So at Lauderdale there is a team of the week concept, which I very, very much think is fantastic, where younger teams train with the senior team. And in the skill level, I think that they bring is certainly going to go well as they go on to senior football.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. A lot of us have only just started. We're in our early 20s, and the difference when you train with the under-15s, you see it. They can get down lower faster. They've got those reflexes ready to go, and we're still sharpening out ours.
So Lauderdale now coming over as New Norfolk are already down on the bench there, ready to go. So today we have, as we just alluded to, we have this big game here, Lauderdale versus New Norfolk, and then we also have a couple of boys' games to follow. So absolutely wonderful. So coaches of the two teams, of course, Simon Radcliffe Radder is taking up the mantle, the teacher's assistant from Lauderdale, because he's been an evergreen. He got inducted in as a life member this year for all the power of work that he's done. And of course, Benny Rainbird for New Norfolk, the fabricator. He has been an absolute doyen up there, a long lineage of football, as we're just now waiting for the national anthem. And of course there's an umpire out there, ladies, we know so well, fabulous Phil Geeson, but we will now be upstanding for the national anthem of Australia.
National anthem of Australia.
Well, just looking out there and seeing the sheer joy on these young lady faces brings a tear to an old fox's eye. That is sensational. It doesn't matter what the age group, when you hear that national anthem go round, you're standing tall, ready for a grand final. You are certainly up and about. So, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you're going to enjoy the coverage brought to you by Duff TV and all of our partners, Bennett's Petroleum, Mood Food and Brighton's Best Bakehouse. In fact, we were up there just recently, ladies Foss, and I know you're a big fan of the steak and kidney pie.
Perhaps not steak and kidney, but I do like a normal steak pie.
Oh, not so much the kidney.
You know, there probably is kidneys in them. You never know.
Yes, that's the place we always go to. So we can see now there is fabulous Phil. He'll keep things nice and tight as we do go the coin toss. Wonderful pictures being brought to us here. We're right into the inner sanctum, and I think the coin toss has been won by Bernadette Nordstrom, and she's coming back to Supercoach Radcliffe, I think, kicking towards the Argyle Street end as the coach is now going in for those last-minute instructions. Of course, I would have thought as well here, Foss, that it's crucial, isn't it, to get away to a good start. It's an old adage, but one I always pump up. You cannot win a game in the first quarter, but you can certainly lose it. You set yourself up for the rest of the game.
Definitely. I mean, you know, you always say to us the first 5 minutes is crucial, and as we learnt last night against the University, it can be lost within 10 minutes. So you got to play 4 quarters to win the game.
Yeah, you show your intent, don't you, Maggie? I mean, when you go out there now, you shake your person by the hand, have some respect, look them in the eye, and then away you go. You've got to show your fierceness and tenacity for that football.
Oh, absolutely. Starting positions on. You can see all the girls look ready. They've got their arms across, and that will set the tone for the rest of the game.
Very much so. So it all is in readiness now as umpires just making sure everything is good to go. The field is just absolutely looking a treat. We've got a little bit of cloud coverage over, a little bit of breeze, probably going more across the ground towards the Ryde Street side, if anything, not particularly favouring anyone in particular. So we'll be expecting a pretty good hit out as New Norfolk just bringing that additional player there back on. Just a bit of confusion, but now we're all set to go. So this is the under 15A2 STJFL competition. Umpire Geeson just giving the all clear now, ready to hold that ball aloft. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, for the grand final for 2021. Ruckman face off. Up she goes. Big collision goes in there. Well played by Webber, who tries to get it out. Strong tackle applied there by Henricks for New Norfolk. And it was without the ball. That goes to Radcliffe. Radcliffe goes out wide. Oh, here's a bit of pace. Ball finds Winch. Winch with great leg speed goes towards the goals. Can't quite pick it up. Here's young Anderson. She's beaten to it by Bailey there. Effective a tackle. That's what you want to see. Forward pressure. It goes close to the line. Very much so. New Norfolk trying to get that ball out. To tell you what though, Foss, you'd love to see the forwards there just fighting hard to keep the ball in.
Oh, don't you? Forward pressure is so important, and they're doing well to keep it in there.
Okay, so it is in the Lauderdale end. There's a good tap out there. Well played again by Webber. She's got a couple of possessions early. Harden over the ball. Well played by Harwood down back for New Norfolk. She gets the handball out to space, but intercepting there is the Bombers as they go forward. Coming out hard is Mawson. It's towards the close to the line, not trying to give an inch, and barge their way forward. Good hands. New Norfolk under a fair amount of pressure here, and they hold up well. The boundary line is their friend at this stage. Here come the Bombers. It's in and under. It is tight in those clinches. Umpire Geeson letting it go, and he'll come in and ball it up. Very congested down there, Maggie. Would you try and get your forwards to go and create a bit more space?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you look on the other side, there's just so much grass there, so we just need to spread out, get the midfields to build a wall, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, so it is down here. It is Lauderdale who have an opportunity as they swing that ball, and there is Bailey. Bailey, who last week has kicked 5 goals, and this time she was in the right place at the right time and has got that one very nicely. And what we saw there, Foss, was she chose how could she affect the players. We see here on the Mood Food replay, she followed it up. She couldn't get the onion, so she decided to be a receiver and did very, very nicely there.
She sure did, and she, using her leg speed, the ball spilled over the top and she managed to get good hands on it, and through it went.
So we saw there on that Mood Food replay, New Norfolk had 4 and 5 going in the ball, and the coach, you don't mind seeing players, you know, trying to get hold of the footy, but Lauderdale played it very, very smart. They had a couple of outriders, and thus they got that goal. So we just check on the Brighton's Best Bakehouse scoreboard. It reads Lauderdale 1 goal straight 6. New Norfolk yet to score, as it is Lauderdale who take possession now. They go directly down towards that centre half forward position, end over end. They've settled very nicely now, and from that forward thrust, it is New Norfolk who pick it up. They come out wide to that open space. Now the leg race is on, and the first one to get to that ball is the very fast-paced Crow. Crow is beaten to the ball there by a very determined New Norfolk as they go forward, then just kicked off the ground. Valuable meterage. That has thumped that one. The living suitcase out of that one, as now that ball has come back, end over end. Tried to get down is New Norfolk. Here's an opportunity. That is really good pace there by Hendricks. Goes the inside out kick. Another nice tackle played by Lowry. And it is the Bombers who just settled, but a nice mark there taken by Harwood. Harwood just going back, looking at what the options are. Just goes end over end, but here is Lauderdale. They try to pick that one up again. It is Lane with good pressure to keep that one in. A little bit crowded there, Maggie, but that again was really lovely play by Lane for New Norfolk to hold that one in.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just more of that urgency to get to the ball. People are excited. They want the ball. They want to set the tone for the rest of the game. Love it.
Yeah, very much so. And that's nicely played there by Lauderdale, going on the wrong side of the body. And Amelia Brown takes that mark. She decides to go the shortest way home. Goes towards the contest, but chipping in is able for New Norfolk. She goes wheels around. Not a lot of system in the game so far just yet. They're all just sort of feeling their way. We are 4 minutes in, and there is a very good and strong tackle from New Norfolk. Tries to get the handball out. That's the sort of thing that lifts the team. Just those little 1%ers as it comes back. A good effort by Cantrell. She couldn't take the mark, but she's good enough to recover. Now they go in. Here is a chance. Backing back, couldn't do so. That was Ebony Young. She's gone the close crop there, you can see here. And she goes again, and a very, very nice kick out wide. And here is a chance for the Bombers as it goes close to the line. It's just that errant kick. And now it has gone out of bounds. So we can see how the girls are setting up there, Maggie. What are the 2 different styles we can see so far in the game? It seems to me that Lauderdale are looking for a little bit more space.
Yeah, absolutely. Every time, just then their backline got it, they're looking out to that line to go for it, whereas the other girls seem to be going a little bit more through the field, trying to get that contest, as they do have that height advantage in most areas of the ground. Very
much so, and there is a good example. They are very good, and all. That's a tackle that was held just a little bit too long, I think, there by Abel. Good intent, but I think she was just slightly blindsided to see the ball come out, and that's the reason why Fabulous Phil Geeson has played that kick. Oh, there's good play, trying to get a handball to advantage to the Bombers. And they go again. They've got the speed. Oh, that one's bounced over the head, but she's good enough to get the recovery. There was Bailey, but just held that little bit too long. So, Foss, you would like to see on that particular occasion just take that first option.
Yeah, take the first option, but potentially, I mean, her teammates might have been talking to her, but maybe she didn't know how much time she had there. So it would be good to see a bit more talk, maybe.
Maybe just that one was the opportunity to block, to create a bit more space for her to run into, but it has now come to Lauderdale, and they are 40 metres out. That's a good kick, and it's a big opportunity down there for Batchelor. She can't quite pull it in. Now they're fighting hard. Just a little toe poke. And here come Lauderdale again. They try and get another handball, but have a look at the defensive work by the Eagles. Maggie, I know you're the consummate defender down at centre half back. You would love the intent by the New Norfolk players there with the tackles.
Absolutely. Like, Lauderdale's looking quite vicious at the moment, but they're holding up. They're sticking to their players. They're not letting anyone go. And their talk must be really good to not let anything have scored too much yet.
Yeah, very much so. So we can see here that ball is on the ground, and picking it up and going toward goal is Pacey. It's gone off the side and a little bit too wide and out on the full. And that ball will be taken by Lily Bain. Bain, very long raking kick, goes down that outer side, looking for some pace now here in Hendricks. She tries to get the handle on it. Good crowd, you can hear just in the background, building ever so much, and good support for these young ladies who have come out to play in the U15A2 division. There is the Bombers. They give a handball back slightly into trouble, but Webber was good enough to take possession. Back to the centre half forward position. Going hard is Batchelor. Batcher, long raking kick. They've got some time and space there. Maybe a Shepherd was on, and good defensive clearance by Bain again. Held just that little bit too high and been rewarded. So first one to the ball, Foss. That's what you like to see. Hard and low, and be rewarded for the free kick.
As you'd say, Hoppy, be proactive, not reactive.
Very much so. You can see there, that was tremendous play. Got ahead straight under and rewarded. Good courage there shown by the forward. And so umpire Geeson just making sure that they are spreading out. So it is Jasmine Winch. She goes down, I think a little bit too far out, but that's not a bad kick. I like that one. Goes out towards space, turning back into trouble is Abel, and it goes out to all the Bombers. Here is Radcliffe. She's got a bit of pace, picks it up. Lovely pick up. Good tackle here by New Norfolk. New Norfolk, we just look at our laptop, and they have had the ball for 51% of the time, but just haven't been able to score yet, Maggie.
No, that actually surprised me a bit. I thought maybe Lauderdale seemed like they had a little bit more in that forward line.
Here we go. Look, good mark, lead out. Batchelor goes into the square. They're certainly looking for Bailey. We know she is a goal kicker, but again, cleared on that last line of defence. Well, there's been an injury. I think the umpire, trying to get the umpire's attention, I think a young lady from New Norfolk has gone down, but the play has gone on, so we'll call it as we see it. As it comes in. Yeah, she's in a little bit of distress, but she's in good hands over there now. So New Norfolk going back hard, get the handball out. It goes back towards Batchelor. She has been given the free kick, I would suggest. Just a little bit untidy, and it is a free kick to Norfolk. I think umpire Geeson now just holding up the players. We have a look there on the Mood Food replay. What do you think of that one? I'm not sure about having clean possession there, Maggie, but anyway, the umpire was right on the scene. But we are going to just take a little break as very stoically the young lady from New Norfolk has got up. I think might have just sort of hit her head as she went down onto the ground. Let's have a look. We didn't quite see what was happening. She just sort of went over in the tackle, I think, and now she's up and about. That's great to see. So she's going to come off and have a spell as New Norfolk will come back on. So if you're the coach, Foss, of New Norfolk, you'd be happy with the intent, but what sort of changes maybe structurally to the team would you make?
Oh, perhaps looking at the matchups a bit more. Maybe she was on, a player that was too fast, so she threw herself in a bit hard, or even just, telling them to talk to each other a bit more. Again, could have been more talk there, telling her she had time, or Yeah.
Because the reality is, for all the time, Maggie, that they've had down in the forward line, the Bombers, it is only the one goal. So New Norfolk are very much still in this game.
Oh, absolutely.
From all of that power that they've had so far, the Bombers.
Oh, yeah, the pressure's insane. Like, if you're looking now, no one's unmanned. Everyone knows where their player is, know where they're meant to be. And, yeah, those third and fourth efforts is stopping from Lauderdale scoring, really.
Oh, you can see why these two teams have made it to the grand final. They are very, very well drilled. As we can see there with 11 minutes gone, it is Lauderdale, 1 goal straight 6 to New Norfolk, yet to score. So the boundary umpire to throw this one in. And as you quite rightly said, Maggie, everyone seemingly is manned up. And the umpire has seen an infringement. And we'll have to have a look at that one again on the midfield replay. Just take us through this one, Maggie, as here is the throw in. Let's have a look to what we can see the free kick was paid for. We'll go back to that as we're going in toward the goals and just push that one to the right. So here is that replay yet again. Umpire throwing it in. Up they go. I reckon it's for the wrong girl. She's not the ruckman. There you go. Umpire Geeson was right on that one. So now we know. So a long raking kick for New Norfolk. Coming out to the attacking side. It is Lauderdale at the bottom through the agency of Bailey, who gets a quick kick back into that pocket. Looking pretty dangerous here, but I have loved the way that New Norfolk have really stood tall here. And if they can get a quick break, they would be dangerous. And it comes out towards Gleeson. Gleeson trying to get that kick, but it was a fresh airy, and it'll be a free kick here going to Brown. So Brown quickly getting off the mark. She gets a 45-degree angle on as she goes back in. The only thing I would probably suggest there on their attacking going in, Foss, they've been slightly predictable going down the line, maybe to try and look for a bit more space.
Agreed, and I think a team who needs to utilise leg speed, they should be using that space to run onto the ball.
Because as we can see here, that's playing into the hands of New Norfolk, because once they've got plenty of girls and they're ferocious in the tackle. So they're doing a very nice job holding them up at the moment, but here is a chance. And beautiful play across the back, and clearing that one is Courtney for New Norfolk. They get it down towards their half-back flank. There is Nordstrom. Nordstrom barging her way through, goes onto the wrong side, showing great skills on both sides of her body, close towards the boundary line, and it will be another boundary throw in. So very nice conditions, as we said before. I reckon if anything, that breeze has all but dropped out, but it's probably favouring that pocket. So if you're wondering why the ball has been over there, I reckon that's probably the wind has gone there. So well taken out of the ruck. Here's a chance now, picking up, and a quick snap on the goal. Is it going close to the line? And the opportunist, Janelle Bailey, has put that through for her second goal. And Maggie, she is potentially one of the danger figures for New Norfolk. They've really got to be closely monitoring where she is on the field.
Absolutely. I mean, she's had the ball maybe 4 times, and 2 of those times she snapped a goal out of it. She knows where the goal is, so she just trusts her skill every time.
Oh, you can see her nostrils flare there. Her eyes were just big saucepans as that ball bounced. The vagaries of that oval ball just bounced into her hands, and didn't she take absolutely full advantage of that and put that one through for her second, and Lauderdale second, as they move on to 2-1-13 to New Norfolk yet to score. And Lauderdale working hard again. That is Ella Rose Batchelor. Now they've got plenty of numbers. Webber going in some open space. This looks very, very dangerous again. And leading out to it is Janelle Bailey, but the boundary line has beaten to her. So it is ticking down towards quarter time for 15-minute quarters. Or is it 20-minute quarters? It is 15, sorry, for the under 15A division. Yep. Boundary throw in. Good contested ruck. And here we go again for the Bombers. Gets the handball out. Might be one last chance to get a shot on goal. But New Norfolk standing tall. Well there, excuse me, well played by Bain. Gets that quick kick. I'll tell you what, Jerry, I think I might be right, the old veteran with 20 minutes here. It's we're just waiting for it to countdown. Someone help me out in the commentary box here. What's going on here, Foss?
We got
10 seconds, it says
10
on the other
seconds.
side at the active
Yeah,
Hobart.
it is 15 minutes. Maybe our clock just started a tad earlier. But rest assured, ladies and gentlemen, there is the siren for quarter time. As we just check, it is Lauderdale Red 2-1-13 to New Norfolk, yet to score. For Lauderdale Bombers is Janelle Bailey with 2 goals. So as I discussed that first quarter, Maggie, if you were a Lauderdale coach and or supporter, what would your thoughts be on the performance from the Bombers in the first quarter?
Oh, awesome. Non-stop effort. Great intent with the ball. They've always got the right intentions. The only thing I'd be adding on would be just a bit more movement. The forward line's looking a little bit stagnant, which means on the defence line. So lots of moving and maybe starting in front of your players, particularly with that wind. I think we got caught off. They were able to catch the ball as we were starting a bit behind.
Yep. And Foss, your views on New Norfolk. So what do then they need? What would be the message coming from Super Coach Rainbird?
I think he'd be pretty happy with their tenacity and attack
Very
of the
much
ball.
so.
Like, they were real ferocious back there in the back line. They did really well to keep Lauderdale from scoring anymore, considering most of the play was up there. But once they clear it, maybe working on getting a bit more run through the midfield might help them with momentum towards the forward line, because they're getting it out well, but I think they're not really sure what to do with it once they've got it.
Yeah, I concur with what you just say. I'd like to see them just sort of go for a little bit more space and that predictability of the pack. So it is all in front of New Norfolk when we come back. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take our first break here at quarter time in the STJFL Grand Final day. It's the first of 3. Can you believe it? We've got 3 games today and then in the next 2 weeks. So stay tuned. I'll be back very, very shortly.
We've journeyed over the seas, expanded city streets, and pioneered new ways of doing things, so we could craft the greatest loaf of bread for all Tasmanians to taste. At the heart of Crips are baking and community. We're proud of where we've come from, but we're even more excited about where we're headed. Crips, baking for Tasmanians since 1878.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
We've journeyed over the seas, expanded city streets, and pioneered new ways of doing things, so we could craft the greatest loaf of bread for all Tasmanians to taste. At the heart of Crips are baking and community. We're proud of where we've come from, but we're even more excited about where we're headed. Crips, baking for Tasmanians since 1878.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax.
So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to North Hobart Oval for the second quarter in our first game, which is Lauderdale Red v New Norfolk. Very bright start there by the Bombers. Excuse me. They were very stoic with New Norfolk in defence and just leaked that second goal late, which is probably a fair indication of the game so far, Foss.
Yeah, agreed. But, you know, with New Norfolk's tenacity in the back line, they're still up to their earlobes in it, as you'd say.
Yeah.
It is only the second quarter.
Very much so. Quarter by quarter, contest by contest. Just keep at it. And you can see there, New Norfolk really fighting hard. I don't know about you girls as well. It's slightly challenging, those uniforms, do you think, Mags?
Oh, yeah, I'd be struggling. I'd be struggling
There's a little
big
bit
time.
of red and black out there, isn't there? But as we can see, a kick-off there, and umpire Geeson maybe thought that could potentially might have been in danger. So I think that will be a free kick here going to the Bombers. I like that. I like the umpires who protect the player going for the ball. So Janelle Bailey, I think, is an interesting one. Quite often she'll start on the ball and get herself a couple of knocks, and then she'll go forward as Radcliffe picks it up. She's a real go-getter. Looking out towards Batchelor. Batchelor can't get that one on this particular time. And I tell you what, Lily Bain is one girl I've called quite a bit for New Norfolk as she goes hard. She only knows one way, and that is straight ahead as she comes through. As New Norfolk fighting now. Good handball. That's got towards some open space. Harwood kick, but standing in the way is Winch. Winch quickly getting back off, needing to scan to look to go sideways, decides to go directly towards the goal. Radcliffe is there. She picks it up now. Here is a chance for her. She goes towards that open goal square, but New Norfolk standing tall and just a little bit sedentary on that particular move there by the Bombers. And well cut off by New Norfolk. They're doing a very nice job down here. They just holding it in. Well played by them, and in and under again is able for New Norfolk. This is the kick, Foss, that is challenging for them. They're getting it to that half-back flank, and where they're going next is probably problematic for them, isn't it, across that midfield area?
Yeah, I think so. Every clearance kick I've noticed has been kind of straight up that corridor. With a team of height, that works sometimes, but, you know, now that it's not working, they might need to look elsewhere, look out wide.
Plan B.
Perhaps this top side or the bottom side, so they can get a bit more momentum up and keep Lauderdale out of the forward line.
So there is that kick we were just talking about there that comes back out, and Lauderdale are doing a great job forming that line, and Nordstrom now going back. She put her head under the ball, and umpire quite rightly has paid the person going the ball. Now, here's a good mark by Batchelor. She had some good hands there, Maggie, the way she just stood tall in a vertical leap and plucked that one in.
Oh, my goodness. Her confidence is just growing already just in this first quarter. Look at that kick. My goodness.
It is. It's a long, raking kick just out of the distance there. And away it goes. And I tell you what, have a look at that umpires too. Am I going blind, or is that green?
It's green.
Yeah, it's green.
It's green.
That is green.
Not that someone with my colour hair. How would a bit of green on my silver tooth go, Mag?
Oh, I reckon you could do with some little frosted green tips,
The
surely.
green fox.
Frosted green tips. So here is New Norfolk. They decide again to come out that outer side. And here is the one where it's slightly been problematic. And I think that was a free kick going to New Norfolk, held within the tackle a little bit too long. And that's the way the umpire has seen it as well. And Stevenson has been rewarded for her efforts. Stevenson getting back off the mark. Goes down the line. Good contest there. Harwood over. Been pinned. You can see there she nodded her head and said, yep, you're right, Phil. I did get that one a little bit too high. So it is almost a game inside a game over there. A kick to kick on that outer side, and a strong tackle there by the Bombers. Brilliant work by their forwards. So now it is Pacey, Annie Pacey, going back. I think she'd be very much on her limit now. Looking to go down towards the square. Does bomb it away. Radcliffe is there front and centre. Maybe on that kick, I'll just come back to that, but it is Radcliffe. That's a better kick towards that hot, dangerous zone. It is Pacey, picks it up. She screws the ball back into the full forward. That is Mason. She is trying to hold that one in. But Foss, just on that last kick that I was going to come back to, she knew that she was probably a bit too far out, and that's where we need to see someone leading up, don't we, from the forwards.
100%. And because of that wind kind of heading towards Rard Street, the ball is ending up in that pocket. So someone should have given her an option on this top side of the ground. Made a beeline for the goals after that.
Yeah, very much so. So it's really playing into New Norfolk hands there, because they've set up for that long kick, and that's exactly what Lauderdale are consistently doing. So they're awake up to it. So maybe just that shorter option. It is New Norfolk there at the bottom. Good, strong tackle. It spalls out to come towards Radcliffe. And going back, taking a strong mark is Lane. She plays on. Probably didn't go quite the distance. Batchelor at the bottom there. She's trying to get the handle on it. Here goes Radcliffe at the bottom of the pack. Radcliffe spins that around. And she is having a very good effect on the game. And Maggie, that was a wonderful goal.
Oh, absolutely. And that's reward for her non-stop effort in that past, 5 minutes or so.
Yep.
She's just been in there, second, third efforts, and that's what happens.
Gee whiz, the small forward, that was terrific work by her. Again, she couldn't influence the play. She was on the side. And what about the urgency there, Foss? As soon as she got the ball, she just took off. She knew exactly what was in front of her. She created that extra couple of metres and was able to snap that through for a good goal.
She did. She was very disciplined and held on to it until she knew she squared her hips, was ready, straight in front of the goals, and then pulled the trigger when she needed to. Very disciplined football.
Well, Lauderdale, through that goal by Radcliffe, have a check of the Brighton's Best Bakehouse scoreboard. They have moved on to 3 goals, 1-19 to New Norfolk, yet to score. So whereas before, when it was 1 or 2 goals like Maggie, it wasn't so dangerous for New Norfolk, but it is certainly danger signs now. They have to get a bit of a wriggle on.
Oh, absolutely. And we've played the first quarter with the wind, and now we're going against it. So there's really no excuses at this point. It's an even play.
Very, very much so. So now the umpire will throw that one up. Most of the game has been played in that forward 50 toward going the Bombers' end. But it is New Norfolk. Pick it up, and that's a magnificent tackle there by Asaurus. No reward. The ball spills, and I don't mind that. So picked up there by Arnold, and Arnold has kicked that goal. Gee whiz, a goal absolutely out of nothing there. She saw the goals, decided to throw it onto the boot, and it sailed through, as we see here on the Mood Food replay. What about that tackle, Maggie?
Oh, my goodness. Just ferocious. There's one, and then there's another one coming now.
Yep.
Non-stop.
It was non-stop, and that tackle again, Foss, has made that ball spill, kept the ball inside the 50, enabled that goal to go through.
Oh, definitely. And I think the tackle caused a bit of, people waiting for a call to be made. A few people might have stepped back, and Megan saw the opportunity to go in, and she took full advantage of it.
She certainly did. So, again, another goal to the Bombers. They're having a really good passage of play here at the moment and getting good reward for those forward thrusts where New Norfolk were able to hold them up in the first quarter. They are really getting a wriggle on now as Bailey bursts that one forward, and just playing from behind on that particular occasion was Mason, and a nice mark there by New Norfolk as they go towards that outer side. This has been traditionally the side of the ground that they have been trying to attack, as I think there's been held without the ball, slightly undisciplined, and it is Lauderdale to take the free kick. Quickly getting back off the mark. So 8 minutes gone in this second quarter. As the Bombers drive that one in. Overrunning that one as Morgan, who we've liked in that first quarter, sees the safety of the line and decides to go for it so they can get a little bit of respite there, and it will be a boundary throw in by the green flash. Here he goes. Ruckman sorting themselves out. It is Arnold who went up for that last one, but the determination here from New Norfolk bursting through here. You can see the diminutive Radcliffe goes in hard. An opportunity for New Norfolk to break, but again, disciplined play by the Bombers to stay out to that open area. Oh, there's plenty of acreage in front here as well, picked up by Hendricks, as we can hear the New Norfolk supporters getting on the edge of their seats as they're seeing their gals go deep into their forward line now. Can they eke a little goal out here? It's nicely picked up by Dakota Harrison. She's fighting hard for the ball, and the umpire has seen a slight infringement, and it is a free kick here to New Norfolk. Oh, that's a really good kick. Goes out into the open space as Hendricks runs towards the goals, and it's just gone to the near side and pushed that wide. But I tell you what, Maggie, that was much better play from New Norfolk.
Much better play. This might just be the momentum that they've been waiting for.
What about that kick, Foss, to space? That was terrific, wasn't it?
That's exactly what we've been saying, that they need to maybe look out wide. They did, and they obviously have leg speed as well, and it paid off for them.
Yeah, no, that was really good play. Now, can they lock it in and get some value for that forward thrust? It's down there. You can see the determination from the girls now. That was able, but well played by Webber. Webber goes in, but it's going to come back with interest on it. So Krause goes back. Oh, my apologies, this is Bain. Bain, I like that kick. Gone for that more open space, and why didn't you? Because Hendricks looks very dangerous. Oh, well paddled. She's going in. This is where she was a minute ago. Has she learnt from her mistake? She has, and she's put that one through. Well played by Ellie, Hendricks and Foss. That's what we just spoke about, that getting it to the open space, and it's proved to play dividends for New Norfolk.
Oh, 100%. I think that first little taste of it that Hendricks got there, she was like, no, I need that again, and she did it, put it through. That's crucial momentum for the New Norfolk girls, I think.
And you see here, Maggie, on the Mood Food replay, didn't she do so well? She stayed so calm to just tap the ball out in front to her advantage to get that meterage. So she knew she had the pace. I'm not going to pick it up yet. She tapped it out and then ran onto it and then squared up and went into the goals.
Yeah, absolutely. It was very comfortable, very content the way she did it. And maybe Lauderdale's lost those second and third efforts just in that 5 minutes that happened.
Well, that'll give them a good deal of confidence. As bursting out is Amber Rainbird. She goes straight down the middle, and maybe that might have woken them up. But here come the Bombers. Good teams rise to the challenge as Arnold goes long and strong, and she has answered the call, and that is a magnificent goal from Arnold. And Foss, that will really steady the nerves of the Lauderdale supporters.
Oh, that was an awesome play. She had a run, and it was a great goal. Went straight through. It's definitely, she's turned it on in the last 10 minutes of this quarter, old Megan.
Yeah, she certainly has.
That's a second or third goal?
Second goal.
Second goal.
Look at the confidence there. As soon as she got hold of the footy, she just took off. She took 3-4 strides. She backed her confidence, and in she went and put that one through. So goal for goal here in the under 15A grand final at North Hobart Oval. It's a lovely tap out, and they're going direct again. They look dangerous, the Bombers, but backing up there is Amber Rainbird. She just loses the handle on this time because of the pressure being applied by Batchelor. Well played now as it runs out towards the wing position. Foot race is on, overrunning it, and well played there by Keeler for New Norfolk. Quick kick. And this is where they look dangerous if they can get it out to this open side now. Running hard for it is Gleeson. Under a little bit of pressure here. Oh, that's a very strong tackle being applied there by Anderson. Close to the line. And another one. Oh, like a thief in the night. She's been robbed. Burgled. And she gets that one out towards that wing position. Here comes New Norfolk. And oh, straight through. Standing very stoically there was Brown for the Bombers. Ball is in dispute now, ticking down towards half-time. That's a good handball, but it spills out wide. Webber with a lovely long raking kick, but New Norfolk leading out. Lovely play there. Drives the ball straight back in, but it's from backline to backline. And both half-back lines are standing up, Maggie, and I love the way that both half-back lines are taking the game on.
Absolutely. It just sets another tone. But if you're watching, people are starting to stand behind their players, which is why each backline keeps getting it, because the forwards are standing behind now.
Very much so. Sorry, so here it goes. A bit of bullocking is dangerous signs if Hendricks can get hold of the ball. She's very dangerous around that outside. Have a look at the determination as a kick towards the goals comes from Dakota Harrison that's just gone off to the side. But that was a ferocious ball in there, Foss.
Oh, wasn't it? I think, what led to that wasn't much communication here between some of the Lauderdale girls, not much blocking or anything, and that, I think, ultimately led to that turnover and forward entry there.
All right, so Lauderdale, oh, that was good play. There's the handball going back, which creates the space for the backman to run into. New Norfolk now pick it up. This young lady is playing a very good game as Bain drives that one in. Not long to go as Harrison gets the handle on it. Oh, she evades the tackler. She quickly screws it back into what was going to be a dangerous position. But a hand just in the nick of time there by the Bombers. I think someone's copped one, might be straight in the old boat race here. And the siren has gone, so I think just might have had a football into the nose and that one will hurt. But half time has come just in the right time here, as we can see. I think that ball has gone, all we can see there, Mags, that's gone straight into the nose. But let's just check the Brighton's best bakehouse score, which reads Lauderdale 5-1-31 to New Norfolk 1-2-8. For New Norfolk, it was Ellie Hendricks with that one goal, and for Lauderdale, 2 goals to Bailey, 2 goals to Arnold, and 1 to Radcliffe. But I tell you what, Mags, that game certainly lifted up a notch in that second quarter, didn't it? The pace.
Yep, absolutely. It's definitely finals footy. It's nice to have a bit more of an even contest as well. That's the best part about a finals, because then we see who really wants it by the end of it. And
I like the way New Norfolk looked to switch the ball as well, Foss, and when they did, and they can actually try and isolate and get someone like a Hendricks out in open space, they really looked like they could score.
Didn't they? We touched on that at the end of the first quarter there when we noticed that they kept going through the corridor, and you know, their super coach Rainbird might have picked up on that and told them to look laterally, and it paid off for them in that instance, and a couple other forward entries they had.
Yeah, no, very much so. So the edge at the moment is to Lauderdale, but ladies and gentlemen, New Norfolk, they certainly gave us an indication that they are in this game. So we are going to take our second break now. It is half-time here in the under-15A grand final, which has Lauderdale 31, New Norfolk 8. We look forward to your company in the second half very shortly. Friend at this stage. Here come the Bombers. It's in and under. It is tight in those clinches. Umpire Geeson letting it go, and he'll come in and ball it up. Very congested down there, Maggie. Would you try and get your forwards to go and create a bit more space?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you look on the other side, there's just so much grass there, so we just need to spread out, get the midfields to build a wall, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, so it is down here. It is Lauderdale who have an opportunity as they swing that ball. And there is Bailey. Bailey, who last week has kicked 5 goals, and this time she was in the right place at the right time. Breeze has all but dropped out, but it's probably favouring that pocket. So if you're wondering why the ball has been over there, I reckon that's probably the wind has gone there. So well taken out of the ruck. Here's a chance now, picking up, and a quick snap on the goal. Is it going close to the line? And the opportunist, Janelle Bailey, has put that talking about there that comes back out. And Lauderdale are doing a great job forming that line, and Nordstrom now going back. She put her head under the ball, and umpire quite rightly has paid the person going the ball. Now, here's a good mark by Batchelor. Good, strong tackle. This ball's out to come towards Radcliffe. And going back, taking a strong mark is Lane. She plays on. Probably didn't go quite the distance. Batchelor at the bottom there. She's trying to get the handle on it. Here goes Radcliffe at the bottom of the pack. Radcliffe spins that around, and she is having a very good effect on the game. And Maggie, that was a wonderful goal.
Oh, absolutely. And that's reward for her non-stop effort in that past, 5 minutes or so. Yep. She's just been in there, second, third efforts, and that's what happens. It's an even play.
Very, very much so. So now the umpire will throw that one up. Most of the game has been played in that forward 50 toward going the Bombers' end. But it is New Norfolk. Pick it up, and that's a magnificent tackle there by Asaurus. No reward. The ball spills, and I don't mind that. So picked up there by Arnold, and Arnold has kicked that goal. Gee whiz, a goal absolutely out of nothing there. Bain, I like that kick. Gone for that more open space, and why didn't you? Because Hendricks looks very dangerous. Oh, well paddled. She's going in. This is where she was a minute ago. Has she learnt from her mistake? She has, and she's put that one through. Well played by Ellie Hendricks and Foss. That's what we just spoke about, that getting it to the open space, and it's proved to pay dividends for New Norfolk.
Oh, 100%. I think that first little taste of it that Hendricks got there.
Deal of confidence. As bursting out is Amber Rainbird. She goes straight down the middle, and maybe that might have woken them up, but here come the Bombers. Good teams rise to the challenge as Arnold goes long and strong, and she has answered the call, and that is a magnificent goal from Arnold. And Foss, that will really steady the nerves of the Lauderdale supporters.
Oh, that was an awesome play. She had a run, and it was a...
We've journeyed over the seas, expanded city streets, and pioneered new ways of doing things. So we could craft the greatest loaf of bread for all Tasmanians to taste. At the heart of Crips are baking and community. We're proud of where we've come from, but we're even more excited about where we're headed. Crips, baking for Tasmanians since 1878.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
We've journeyed over the seas, expanded city streets, and pioneered new ways of doing things. So we could craft the greatest loaf of bread for all Tasmanians to taste. At the heart of Crips are baking and community. We're proud of where we've come from, but we're even more excited about where we're headed. Crips, baking for Tasmanians since 1878.
So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to North Hobart Oval as the umpires are now re-entering the ground. We just went down onto the ground and the conditions are wonderful. So, Foss, you went over and had a little listen to Coach Radcliffe. What do you got to report?
I had a little bit of a listen, but we got called over to the boundary by the Lady Bombers that are here to support, but I think he was really happy with their performance and was just telling them to stay as they are, be consistent. They all looked pretty happy, gave us big smiles.
Yep.
Yeah, well, why wouldn't they? They're really enjoying it. I had a little listen to Coach Rainbird, and he was most insistent that they try and get that ball out to the running players, Maggie. So he was most encouraging of the thought of trying to get it in the hands of the players like your Henricks.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, their kicks are insane. They need to capitalise on that so much more, using that space, getting their players to run onto it because... yeah, their kicks they're long, they're hard, and they're accurate most of the time too.
Well, this is the championship quarter for New Norfolk. There is no tomorrow, so they need to get a bit of a wriggle on. They can't let Lauderdale get further in front. This lead isn't surmountable at all, so the first goal here will give them the confidence, and that's exactly what Coach Rainbird implored upon them to do. As the umpire's waiting in readiness. I tell you what too, ladies, it's a very good crowd here, isn't it?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Such a great atmosphere.
It is a very, very good atmosphere at North Hobart. For my money, the best ground for football in Tasmania by a country mile.
Agreed.
Very much so. So there is, good mark there by Abel. Abel drives it into some wide open spaces for New Norfolk. This is exactly what they wanted. They've picked it up now. They go deep toward their attacking zone. But coming out is Ebony Young, who I think's been doing a very nice job across that half-back flank. In and under. Might have been Radcliffe again. She's right at the bottom of the pack. Gives a quick handball out to Young. Good teamwork there by the Bombers. Comes out further afield. At the back, that is Ashley Harwood, who's racking up those possessions. But again, it will be a ball up. So well bottled up there by the Bombers, as it was a dangerous 4-0 forward there by New Norfolk, but they just couldn't quite get that last kick in. Up it goes. Big, strong tap out there by Webber. towards Radcliffe. Radcliffe keeps her eyes on the ball, gets a end over end one. Oh, this could be dangerous as it comes towards Bailey. Bailey all but being held onto now, being very strong through the core. I like the way she didn't go to ground, and that's so crucial, isn't it, Maggie, that when you are over the ball, you stay on your feet because you stay in the contest.
Stay in the contest, you're no good on the ground, and she's been doing that all game very, very well.
So a nice mark. They're trying to spread that ball just a little bit. And there is Kaylee. Kaylee goes further out. Just like to see New Norfolk to take that game on just that little bit quicker. So as soon as they get it, get off the mark 6 or 7 and then wheel round and go. Just to change that one up slightly. But it is. The Ruckman Webber picks that up. It's a long way from where she is. New Norfolk, with weight of numbers, just go directly back up through that central corridor. It is Winch who picks it up. She's been held onto a little bit too long. Bit of frustration there. Got to be careful. That could all but be 50. But the umpire decides not to play that one. Don't mind that short pass. It gets it out to change that way the ball comes in towards the 50. New Norfolk, this is where they probably have been really quite good. That's a dangerous handball to coming across field, but this could work to their advantage if they pick it up and go again and go out towards that wide open space, as again they've gone back into the contest. It is Radcliffe there. She's being harassed by Abel. Good tackle, good contest. It's grand final day here at North Hobart. You don't expect anything less, as there's been a whistle on play, and that free kick will go to, I think it's going to New Norfolk for maybe held without the ball. Just sizing up some options here is Abel. Abel goes wide. Not wide enough. Of course, Norstrom's there to pick that one up. Nordstrom goes directly down. Coming in there is Winch. Winch spills that one because of the pressure being applied by Courtney. Courtney now decides to go the ball instead of the Shepherd. Look at just doing some big, strong bullocking work out. It only goes as far as Batchelor. Batchelor goes that quick kick and playing from behind. And that's the only challenge that I'd say, Foss, for Lauderdale. They're playing a little bit from behind in forward.
They are, and it's a bit of an issue when they're a smaller team. I know we have that issue, and we try and encourage our forwards to stay in front so they can attack the ball. I think the Lauderdale girls are being a bit reactive in this quarter. Yeah,
very much so. To the good play here of New Norfolk, they are the ones leading from the front, and there again is a good display by Olivia Lane. So Lane now decides to come out wider. I'd like to see them even go further wider again to create a lot more open space. Still going towards that contest. It's going back now is Lane. Dangerous kick. Comes back into the corridor if it can be picked up here by Lauderdale. It was Asurus who goes in and under very quickly. It's Abel. That one comes back to Abel again. I'm calling her quite consistently because she's been a very good player down back. Here is Harrison. Harrison was able to affect that ball to spill out wide. Again, you can see the tenacity being shown there. I think that was Gleeson. And again, I think the umpire on that one, Maggie, I think she was held a little bit too long in the tackle.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Yeah. Okay, so here is the kick going forward, but Nordstrom, they've just got to change that kick up, Foss, isn't it? That kick is being far, far too predictable.
Agreed, and it's unlike Lauderdale, these girls particularly, to be kicking up the corridor, so I'm not really sure what's changed, but when we lack height, they need to be looking out wide to get the run on rather than to the contests.
So a nice, strong tackle there by Olivia Lane from New Norfolk has affected that stoppage. So umpire throws that one up, trying to burst their way through, and it's very hard contest now. If you can pick that one up, you've got to try and spread this ball. Take the blinkers off and look wide. Take the game on instead of that kick. So here is that quick kick out to space. That's the one that they want, is New Norfolk, but they're being led to the ball, and here comes Hendricks, the dangerous player. If they can get the onion in her hands, it's what they want. Nordstrom, and there is Hendricks again, going very hard and in and under, but Radcliffe picks it up. She looks to go forward again. That game is being played between those half-back line. Young gets the ball out. There's no one in particular now. Ball is free. Just trying to get valuable meterage. Just knock the ball forward. There's plenty of space if they can do it. Player is out on her own as Harrison is there, but a strong tackle has been applied. And I'm not sure if that's going to go to Nordstrom. You can see here, which way's the umpire paid that? It certainly is going to go to Nordstrom. Great defensive work there by Nordstrom, Mags.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Now we've got to go. There's no time. You can just see how crucial it is when you take that extra second. You miss that chance where the ground was completely free and now we're all bulked up again.
That's why I'm interested just to just quiz you on that one, because I know traditionally you're a centre-half back. And Nordstrom, who hasn't been in the play, but she really was, she switched on then, wasn't it? Although the ball wasn't, when the ball was in her area, she did what she had to do. It's easy sometimes to switch off, isn't it?
It absolutely is. Like that's what they say. You need to be commentating the game in your head the whole time and moving with the ball, even if it's on the other side of the field, you're still moving with it.
Yep. So you're ready to go and visualise what you have to do if the ball comes, so that you know in your own head as soon as the ball enters your zone, you've already played it in your own mind. So now it is New Norfolk who take that kick. Oh, chipping in. That was terrific play by Arnold. And as that ball goes very deep, strong tackle. That's the way to apply a tackle by Mason. And I think in this particular case it was deemed a little bit too high. So New Norfolk will be able to just relieve that little bit of pressure. We can see here the way Arnold just came out and didn't quite get good purchase on the ball to get a bit of height, and New Norfolk are able to clear. So this game is still in the balance as Radcliffe is in and under. She's going hard and strong, close to the boundary line, gets a good handball back. They go again. It is Webber, comes inside the 50, and brilliant play here by New Norfolk, but intercepted beautifully here by Arnold. Arnold gets that ball down over again. Oh, strong tackle there being applied by Mason, and it means that they're going to have to go across ground as the Bombers pick it up. Now they keep running out to open space as Webber goes deep right into that full forward zone. Ball is in dispute. It's at the bottom of the pack. Stevenson picks it up. You can really sense the pressure, and the crowd is sitting on the edge of their seats as bursting through that particular time is Pacey, but she has been told, I think it's a free kick to New Norfolk, and it's going to be a 50 metre. I think that one, Foss, is that being paid a 50 metre for throwing the ball not back to the player?
I think that's been a 50 paid, yeah. If it didn't throw it back on the full. If it hits the ground, it's a 50 straight away, and we know that fabulous Phil loves to give away 50s, throws them out.
Even if, well, it's not a long one, but wouldn't I buy real estate off the old champion on that one?
At that age, this age group, they do 25 metre kicks.
Yes.
Rather than 50.
It's a little bit light on the old 25, just quietly. But anyway, that's the way it goes. No, good play by the umpire, as there is Young, who was very determined there. Oh, thought she took a mark there was Gleeson, but being told to play on, didn't go the required distance. As the handball from Nordstrom comes from the bottom of the pack, you can see some determination coming out now. Here is Lauderdale. They get that little quick dinky kick. And big, strong play taken there by Bailey, looking to affect to pick it up. She's really throwing some weight around. She gives the give and go with a quick one as Mawson comes out. Comes end over end as Batchelor comes in now for Lauderdale. They've got the numbers if they can get it out. They're holding it in, New Norfolk. Umpire says to try and clear it out, and they do so. Just a quick chip kick. They need to affect a bit of a block and a shot on goal, and just through for the minor score. But New Norfolk, sorry, it is Lauderdale, Maggie, that are coming in waves now, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I wonder if the first start of that quarter they were thinking, you know, we've got this, we're a bit comfortable, and now they're getting that momentum back. They're playing their way.
Yep.
It's back stuck in that 50.
It is at the moment, isn't it? And that was what I loved that play just a minute ago, Foss, was from Bailey. it was, I reckon, 3, 4 and 5 efforts of her bullocking just to gain that valuable meterage of the ball.
Agreed. You know, 1%ers are crucial, and there are a couple 1%ers there that, led to that.
Yeah, very
Great
much
play.
so. So here is New Norfolk. That was Bonnie Oakley who was in and under. And they're just fighting with great tenacity at the moment, both teams. But it is probably the Bombers who just look a little bit more dangerous when they get it inside their 50. That said, if New Norfolk can get it on the outside to runners like your Henricks, anything can happen. They probably really would be trying to get that next goal. There is no doubt about that one. So with 11 and a half minutes gone of a 15-minute third quarter, all here is good play. Goes the bounce, but that's the tackle. That's the sort of thing that can lift a team. Inspirational stuff. You just need something like that, Maggie. That can really lift a team, can't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's like what Foz just said. The 1%ers can carry that momentum. Look at them go already.
And here she is, Henricks. They get it to her. She spent it before she got it, but look at the determination. She comes to the bottom, taps it out to her own advantage. It is New Norfolk, but they just seem to have plenty of numbers across half back to the Bombers. Every time they go forward, they are able to repel those New Norfolk attacks as it's going towards that boundary line. Leading hard out to it is Webber. Bottom of the pack, well played by Winch. Quick kick, up and under, showing great courage to stand underneath that ball. That wasn't an easy thing to do, and the Bombers just get that quick kick. Out to some open space, well picked up there by Rainbird. It comes now towards Radcliffe. Radcliffe just goes in towards the New Norfolk player. That's the kick there, Foss, that you need to go to space.
100%. You know, if there was paddock on either side there, if Rado had just maybe put her head up or had people talking to her, telling her she had a bit more time.
Here was Henrik, sorry, Foss, but that was the play that New Norfolk wanted, to tap it over the back to create the space, and the forward line was open. But before they could get it, yeah, sorry about that. Maggie, that was great play by Henricks, wasn't it?
Oh my gosh, I was right in on that. But you can see it now. There's a few of the New Norfolk forwards who are exposed. So if they just move fast, keep it going, back themselves, then they might be rewarded for that continuous defensive effort the first, 13 minutes of the quarter.
No, it looked very dangerous when they got the ball out the back. When the ball is open, that can sometimes be the dangerous play. When one team has it and they get it bottled up, that means that there is some space behind the ball. And here go New Norfolk again, but brilliant run down tackling. That's terrific work by them. The game is starting to open up now, and another good tackle. Surely that one will be a reward to come to New Norfolk. Well, there's been a slight injury. We hate to see that. Seems a little bit of pain as we see here. Mags on the replay. It was a run in and might have just fallen. Let's have a look here. It's this in this tackle here, isn't it? She went down, and might hope it's not a knee.
Might have been a hip hitting
Was
the
it
ground.
A hip? Okay.
I'm not really sure.
She's definitely in a lot of pain. Well, we hope she's all right. Yeah, it almost was straight on her right sort of hip. And so great to see that the trainers have come straight out, and the umpires, of course, in the infinite wisdom, have stopped the game just to allow the medical staff to come out and attend to the injury. Well, girls, the pace of the game certainly lifted there, Maggie. The constant tackle after tackle, and the determination by both teams was fantastic there, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And we kind of talked about at the start of the game, the resilience that these girls are building by starting at such a young age is just extraordinary. They're non-stop, and they're infecting each other with the play. So when one runs on, does a bit of a don't argue, the next person's trying to do it too, and it's awesome energy to watch.
It certainly is, and so there is no time on. That said, the umpires do have the capacity, if there is a long stretch, they can certainly blow some time on, but I thought with only a minute or so that was fair enough to let that game go. So we just check here, it is Lauderdale 5-2-32 with a very comfortable lead to New Norfolk 1-2-8. But Foss, I wouldn't say that New Norfolk are out of this game. If they can, get that ball out to the running players in the Henricks and maybe get a goal within the first couple of minutes, they'll build some confidence.
100%. You know, like we said earlier, you can lose or win a game of footy within 5 to 10 minutes. And, you know, they've got 15 minutes in this last quarter, so you never know what they'll be able to do. So and they don't need many goals, really.
No, that's exactly right. So what are they? They're 4 goals light. They have done that before. If we look at some of the form that they've done, they have the capacity of which they've done throughout the season. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take our last break now. So at the moment, Lauderdale, it's their game to be lost. So it's all in front of New Norfolk, but they certainly can come home hard. So we'll be back with all the action of the last quarter very shortly.
We've journeyed over the seas, expanded city streets, and pioneered new ways of doing things. So we could craft the greatest loaf of bread for all Tasmanians to taste. At the heart of Crips are baking and community. We're proud of where we've come from, but we're even more excited about where we're headed. Crips, baking for Tasmanians since 1878.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
We've journeyed over the seas, expanded city streets, and pioneered new ways of doing things. So we could craft the greatest loaf of bread for all Tasmanians to taste. At the heart of Crips are baking and community. We're proud of where we've come from, but we're even more excited about where we're headed. Crips, baking for Tasmanians since 1878.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
We've journeyed over the seas, expanded city streets, and pioneered new ways of doing things. So we could craft the greatest loaf of bread for all Tasmanians to taste. At the heart of Crips are baking and community. We're proud of where we've come from, but we're even more excited about where we're headed. Crips, baking for Tasmanians since 1878.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it all boils down to this. 15 minutes of football left before you be immortalised with your Premiership medallion around your neck. So, who are you favouring, Foss? Do you think that Lauderdale can hang on?
Oh, I'd like them to, and but that being said, New Norfolk are 100% in this game. Like I said at the start, your favourite line, Hoppy, is up to your ears in it. Up to their ears, they are. Anything can happen in the next 15 minutes.
Yeah.
They've just got to decide whether they want it enough or not.
Yeah, no, exactly right. So, Maggie, how is it the New Norfolk are going to make this comeback?
Oh, they're going to come back with their big kicks, their good energy, just watching them in the huddle then, lots of serious faces, focused faces, and I'm a big person for the underdog, so I reckon they're right in this if they just switch on.
All right, so here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Strap yourselves in. 15 minutes of furious under-15 football in the ladies' division. It is the STJFL Crips, the Master Baker Grand Final Series here at North Hobart Oval is going forward, and a strong mark taken again by New Norfolk. The back line have been very, very stoic today. They've held up Lauderdale from kicking a lot more goals, so they've done a really, really good job, as fighting hard there was able for New Norfolk, but it certainly comes back to Arnold, who's had a fair influence on the game. She's worked her way in. She had herself in first gear in the first quarter, and I reckon now she's just cruising on about fifth or sixth gear, as it is another handball in and under. They'll be happy to bottle this one up, the Bombers, I would have thought. Time is their friend. Conversely, it is the enemy of New Norfolk. Strong tackles. And again, this will really be happy to be almost like rucking mauls, Maggie, I would have thought, for the Bombers, because it will eat into the time that New Norfolk have at their disposal.
Yes, absolutely. And as you say, sometimes it's staying in the game and causing a bit of doubt in that the opponent's mind. So that's what we need to do. We need to hang on.
Yep, absolutely. But here we go. So New Norfolk, they need to roll the dice and think, how are we going to get out of this? Kick it to those open spaces and then run onto it and then take the game on, take a bounce, and just trust in that person in the Guernsey up forward is going to get it for you, as Bailey, who kicked those couple of goals early, gets it deep into the attack towards Brown. She can't go on. And there is Morgan, who I've liked her game. And so it is ticking down with 2 minutes gone, as umpire Geeson will throw that one aloft. It is in the Bomber forward line. Goes down with quick hands. There again is Morgan. Lovely, strong tackle affected by Arnold.
Great.
And Foss, she's really come into the game, hasn't she? She sort of started a little bit slowly, and as the game's gone on, she's got better and better.
Oh, definitely. Sometimes it does take a quarter or half a quarter if you're feeling a bit behind to get into it, but she's come in, and she's come in really hard. And she's done well for her team.
She certainly has. That was a dangerous kick there by New Norfolk, but they were able to clutch onto it and pick it up. They need to get some quick ball movement now, but there is Ella Crow. She turns back, but again, nice work by the New Norfolk defence, standing tall. So goes out towards the wing. Oh, there's again. Here's a little bit of momentum for them. This kick now, looking for some open territory, decides to play on. Long, huge, big kick. Can come over the back. They're a big chance here if they run hard. And here is Hendricks. We know she can get the ball. So she goes to handball, the consummate team player. You can see here, bounces back. She needs to find another kick. She does so. Comes out towards that open spaces. Gee, it's gone up a notch here. Here is Young under a fair amount of pressure. Stevenson at the bottom of the pack. Trying to get it out now. She does Young. Here come New Norfolk. Rolling ruck. And this one, it's Fenton at the bottom of the pack. Well, with that one, Maggie Hendricks running towards goal. She actually did the right thing, didn't she, getting the handball back inside to a teammate?
Yeah, absolutely. But in finals footy, I reckon just back yourself, because the way she's been playing, I reckon she could have got it. But we love that team kind of look where we're giving it off for the safest option at that moment.
Yes, just missed the target. But the intent was very, very good, as Abel goes in to get that ball. She is certainly at the bottom and screws that one around, but it goes towards a flotilla of Lauderdale players, as now they go back towards the centre half forward position. They go in, and are well played by Radcliffe. I love the high hands to try and get it back towards Batchelor. Batchelor then bullocking her way forward. I think the Norfolk player there, who was Lane, was held without the ball I love that play there, Foss from Radcliffe, the way she knew she was going to be tackled, and so she affected quickly to get the high hands, so she had a chance to handball that one away.
It was good. Bit of a selfless play too. I think she knew she wasn't probably going to be able to kick it and saw a teammate in the clear and pass the ball.
So here is Arnold, the young lady that we've spoken of, who's just moving very, very nicely, whether it be on the ball or down forward as Nordstrom drives the ball back in towards that forward line. New Norfolk, Lane, Ryde Street side, looking for and finding a Braslin Cook. She evades one, but in comes Arnold again with a very, very strong tackle. Smother by Webber, and the boundary line is imminent, and of course it crosses that line. So it is Lauderdale 32 to New Norfolk 8. 5 minutes gone so far in this last quarter. Here is the boundary throw in. Players just setting themselves now. Good tap out again by Arnold, really having an effect on the play. That's great teamwork. Good teamwork back towards Bailey, towards that centre half forward position. That bounce, smother there by Radcliffe, gets it out towards Batchelor. It is Lauderdale who have some numbers here if they can flick it out to a little bit more width. Going in hard, holding it up. Another handball, trying to find some space. Good tackle there by New Norfolk. And umpire Geeson was right on that way. And they're certainly not giving up, Maggie, are they, New Norfolk?
No, they're not stopping, and Lauderdale just need to put in that little bit more effort. We are looking a bit tired and watching Webber's face, and she's hurting now, but she's got to dig deep because she's influencing so much. Yep,
that is Bailey. Bailey gets that quick one out. Oh, that was well played by Brown. Here is Radcliffe. She goes the bounce, if you don't mind. Kicks towards the goals and hasn't gone through yet, so well played here by... Oh, big, strong bump. I think that might have been, she'd taken a little bit too high. Not sure how the umpire has... that's the way how the umpire has played it. And a free kick there going to Lauderdale. So I think that is McGee who's going back. Certainly McGee showed some courage there, Maggie, didn't she?
My goodness, these girls are tough. This isn't girls' footy.
Oh, sorry, look at this.
Not even.
So as we're talking, the diminutive Mia Radcliffe has just chipped in. And look, she wants to be a smarty pants and kick it from an angle, but umpire Geeson says, no, come on, old girl. You go round, you can go directly in front. And Radcliffe has put it through for a goal. And Foss, is that the first nail in the New Norfolk coffin?
Oh, I think it would be, maybe even the second. And I was going to say, when the player was going to take the free, I thought, oh, Rad was in a perfect position there to get the ball. And next minute she did and got the chocolates.
Well, there we can see she was front and centre ready for the ball. And she was alert to it, wasn't she, Maggie?
Yeah, and I love it. I love it when we reward effort. Like, they have not stopped. It was fantastic.
Gee whiz, she is certainly coming into calculations as one of the best on ground as well, is young Mia Radcliffe. She's just like a good bottle of red as the game has gone on. She is just getting better. And so now the ball is in the middle. It is the Bombers with a very, very handy lead at this stage of the game. There is Young across half-back. She's just playing in front. And that half-back flank line, Maggie, have done a really good job for the Bombers. They've played in front and read the game well, haven't they?
I would say that's actually exactly maybe the one thing that's setting them apart is Lauderdale are reading the game really, really well from the defence line up. Yeah,
I agree. Again, it was a good tackle there by Radcliffe, but I think it's been paid downfield slightly for holding on a little bit too long, Foss. Is that how you saw it?
I think that's what happened, but sometimes it's hard. Like when, she's lining up for a tackle, you can't just stop as soon as she gets rid of it. She had momentum there and couldn't stop it.
So anyway, now it is New Norfolk who are going to take this kick. I think this might be Lily Bain. You can see here just big, long, raking kick, looking for an in and under. I think this again is Henricks who gets it towards the open space, and the old girl has switched that one through, so that never say die attitude of New Norfolk, Maggie.
No, never say. And she's just gone for it. Well, that's her 4th time running forward. She looks as confident as ever, and this will be the momentum that just gets them to finish in a strong way.
Very much so. So as far as we can see, the game has probably gone, but I just love to see the team never give it away. And this is what they needed from her. Every time she's got out on her own, Foss, she's looked dangerous, doesn't she?
She does. She knows exactly what she's doing, and you know it pays off. It's paid off a few times now.
So she is certainly one to watch. Young Ellie Henricks. She's had a very, very good game. As we just check the Brighton's Best Bakehouse scoreboard, which reads Lauderdale 6-2-38 to New Norfolk 2-2-14. So 10 minutes gone in this last quarter, so 5 minutes to play in the grand final. As a big surge then came from New Norfolk. I think that handball has been deemed to be a throw. Umpire Geeson was right on that one, Maggie. Yes, so it is now free kick. This is the one I'd just like to see them roll that out wide. That's a good kick, I think, as Young was playing really, really close attention there to Henricks. And that's what happens when the ball goes to someone that you know's got good leg speed, the pressure. So over the top, Henricks gets the kick. I'd like to see her now just rush towards that ball. She might get a handball back as Webber gets it. There's been another whistle on play. You can see umpire Geeson with the big finger just pointing at the person he wants to take that free kick. And on this incident is Jasmine Winch across that half-back flank. A little bit untidy, unfortunately, there from Krause. And so the free kick going to the Bombers. Really nice hands. I think that was Crow who gets it bouncing through the centre, gets a quick flick over. Now they're moving the ball very nicely, but an errant handball has been mopped up by New Norfolk. So the Eagles, a never say die attitude, they're still trying to get this extra goal, and moving forward is Kelleher, but there was no getting through that defence line of the Bombers, and they quickly got good numbers behind the ball. So nearly 12 minutes gone in the last quarter. Good tackle by Nordstrom. She goes in to get it again, trying to feed it out to one of the running players now. There is the ruck, Webber. Another handball. Brown at the bottom of the pack. Spills out towards Young. Very distinctive hairstyle. And it'll be another ball up. So drawing to a bit of a close in what has been a very, very hotly contested grand final here in the first one of 3. We hope that you've been enjoying the coverage. And we also understand there's a big gathering, Maggie, of people down in the Lauderdale community watching the game down there. So I guess we should send some Cheerios to all our friends down there at Lauderdale.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Foz has even got a shout out for someone.
I've had a request from my good friend Craig Blaschke. He was a former Clarence player, now at the Hobart Tigers. He says g'day, he's at home watching, along with, he's not there, but all the Lauderdale senior boys down there, they're watching.
Oh, well, we hope that you are enjoying watching the coverage brought to you by Duff TV. It's been a cracker so far, and it's another strong tackle being applied there. Kelleher's been pretty instrumental, Maggie, hasn't she? She has been a person who probably hasn't had a lot of kicks, but she's affected some good tackles to hold the ball on the forward line, which brings people like Henricks into the game.
Absolutely. Actually, speaking of that, she did an awesome block which allowed Henricks to do that run on, not necessarily score the goal for that time, but she's doing those small things. She's talking to her team. You can see her pointing on the field now.
You know, everyone on the game has an opportunity to do something here. He's saying, she knows she's going to take the game on. She's going to take a bounce, a tough angle as she goes towards the goals and just hit the post. You just get up in your chair. There's some players, you're just on the edge of your chair. And Ellie Henricks, you are a bull terror. Look at the way you go for the goals. And you can see the expression on her face. She puts her head back. She's a ripper. I love watching her play. And holding the ball, and Lauderdale will take that free kick, take a little bit of sting out of the game just to take their time. Big, long, raking kick down there. Goes towards that boundary line. Bailey is at the bottom of the pack, picks it up, and she's around the neck. We can see down here exciting scenes, I think, for Lauderdale. They know the victory is in. They're very, very calm. Pacey takes the mark, goes out wide, only to find Olivia Lane. Lane runs on quickly, goes the long low kick. Bombers there, got numbers. Here is Radcliffe, goes the quick handball, and she goes affects the tackle back through the centre of the ground. Lauderdale have numbers here. You can see the half-back line have been very disciplined. Nordstrom, I tell you what, Maggie, Nordstrom's been a very good player as well, hasn't she? Just noticed that then.
Yeah, one of their key half-backs, I think.
Well, there is the siren. It's all over here as we can see some of the supporters down there on the boundary line waving the Bomber streamers. It is a Lauderdale victory in the under-15A2 division. It reads Lauderdale 6-2-38, New Norfolk 2-3-15. For the victors is Mia Radcliffe 2 goals, Arnold 2 goals, Bailey 2 goals, and for New Norfolk, Ellie Henricks 2 goals. Well, ladies, that was a cracker of a game. And from your part, Foss, who were some of the better players for the victors?
We have been thinking about this all game. I think up there we had Kaylee Webber, the ruckman, Megan Arnold up front, and just Mia Ratcliffe and her tenacity all around the ground. You know, that's been awesome.
Very much so.
She doesn't stop that one.
Yeah, she doesn't. And Mags, for you, what about the vanquished New Norfolk? They had some really good goers as well, didn't they?
Yeah, absolutely. In the first quarter, I think it was Cross that got injured, but she was having a cracker. And then we can't fault Henricks. Like, she's got her game plan. She knows what she's doing. I can't believe she's 14. Like, imagine that in a couple of years. She's going to be a name to remember. I'll call it here right now.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Exciting to watch,
and also across half back, they had some really good players. I know Harwood got a lot of the ball. Lily Bain got a fair bit of the ball as well. Amber Rainbow. And they just had that never give up attitude. But hats off to Simon Radcliffe and all the assistant coaches down there at New Norfolk. These girls have worked very, very hard. And in the under-15 division down at Bomberland, it looks pretty strong in that these girls have won the A2 division, which is the lower division in the under-15s, and the under-15 blacks are playing off to them to get into the grand final as well, Maggie. So it looks good for female football at Lauderdale.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, so there's a lot of these girls coming through. So we hope that you've enjoyed the coverage so far. Again, it is the first game of 3 that we're bringing to you. And it's really, really happy scenes down there on the boundary line. We're going to cross down to the boundary line in a few minutes as well to have the presentations where we'll get the best on ground as well as the presentation to the girls for their great victory today. You can see wonderful, wonderful performance. So Ellie Foster, my co-commentator, and Maggie Goldsmith, thank you so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you in the commentary tower.
Oh, thanks for the invite, Hoppy. I think Mags and I enjoyed the experience. We'll be here with you next time, I'm sure.
That's good. Thanks very much, Mag. So I'll sign off from the main commentary tower and we'll go down now for the presentation of the medals.
We've journeyed over the seas, expanded city streets, and pioneered new ways of doing things. So we could craft the greatest loaf of bread for all Tasmanians to taste. At the heart of Crips are baking and community. We're proud of where we've come from, but we're even more excited about where we're headed.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. what a great game of football we had for the under-15A2 girls grand final. Congratulations to both Lauderdale and New Norfolk on making their way through to the grand final. Commiserations to the commiserations to the New Norfolk girls, and congratulations to the Lauderdale team. I'd now like to invite Mark Waddington forward to present medals to the umpires.
Congratulations to both teams on a fantastic game. Obviously only one winner, but commiserations to New Norfolk, congratulations to Lauderdale. Obviously the game needs umpires to keep it going, and I'd like to congratulate the crew we had today. Field umpires, Phil Geese and Sam Marsh. Our boundary umpires, Kai Harrison and Jemima Lennon. And goal umpires, Oscar Blackburn and Stephanie Gerard.
Thanks, Mark, and once again, congratulations to our umpires on being appointed to a grand final today. Well done, team. I'd now like to invite the coach of New Norfolk, Ben Rainbird, to come forward and say a few words.
Thanks very much. To start with, I'd just like to thank the STJFL for putting on the day. Great turnout from all the families to come along and support the girls. Well done to Lauderdale, well deserved. The better team all year, and brought their game today. And well done to Simon, the coach. To my girls, been up and down year. Weren't the better team today, but to me, he's a great bunch of girls, and great work. Well done today. So thank you.
Thanks, Ben, and once again, well done to New Norfolk on getting through to grand final for the season. Our best player on the ground award today goes to Lauderdale player Mia Ratcliffe.
I'd just like to say thanks to the coach, Simon, and New Norfolk for being a great opposition. It was really fun playing you today, and I would like to say also a good thanks to my team, because it's been an amazing season playing with you all. Thank you.
Thanks, Mia. Well done. We'd now like to call on the coach of Lauderdale, Simon Ratcliffe, to come forward and say a few words and to help with the presentation of medallions to his girls' team.
Thanks, Gibbo. That last little kitty had a lovely tan. Not sure what that's about or where you get those in winter, but anyway. Thanks to the umpires, the quality of the umpires, particularly the young people coming through this year, has been really, really good. Thanks to Tony, Jim and the STJFL. Thanks for putting on a great day like today and the season. The quality of our competition has been really, really strong, and we're all getting better as a result. Congratulations to the Eagles for getting through. I hope you and Ben stick at it. Every game we've had with you has been tough and tight, and as I say, we've improved as a result. I thought it would be bad karma to prepare something to say about our people, so I love you dearly. Well done today. You deserve the win. Well done. Okay, I'll go from left to right. Ella Batchelor. Ebony Young. Well done, Batchy. Jay Bailey. Claude Crow. Annie Pacey. Worldwide Weber. Megan Arnold. Izzy the Spud Potter. Captain Courageous, Bernadette Nordstrom. Also a nice tan. Emily Brown. Mia the Dolphin. Bo Brown. Charlotte Oxorius. Mia Anderson. Phoebe Mason. Phoebe's sister, Lacey McGee. Ella May. And last but certainly not least, Jazzy Winch. It's okay to smile. And a special mention to Indy Faulkner. I don't know whether Indy can hear us or whether she's still here, but she copped a bit of a knock there in the third quarter and might be in the back of the wagon, but at least she can hear. Oh, well done, Janelle. Special thank you to you too.
And the coach, Simon Ratcliffe. And we'd now like to invite the coach and the captain to come forward to receive the Premiership Cup. Our under-15 A2 girls Crips STJFL premiers for 2021, the Lauderdale Red Team. Once again, congratulations.
She gets rid of it. She had momentum there and couldn't stop it.
So anyway, now it is New Norfolk who are going to take this kick. I think this might be Lily Bain. You can see here just big, long, raking kick, looking for an in and under. I think this again is Henricks who gets it towards the open space, and the old girl has switched that one through. So that never say die attitude of New Norfolk, Maggie.
No, never say. You can see her pointing on the field now.
Yep. You know, everyone on the game has an opportunity to do something here. He's saying, she knows she's going to take the game on. She's going to take a bounce, a tough angle as she goes towards the goals and just hit the post. You just get up and you just notice that then.
Yeah, one of their key half-backs, I think.
Well, there is the siren. It's all over here as we can see some of the supporters down there on the boundary line waving the Bomber streamers. It is a Lauderdale victory in the under-15A2 division. It reads Lauderdale 6-2-38, New Norfolk 2-3-15. For the victors is Mia Radcliffe 2 goals, Arnold 2 goals, Bailey 2 goals, and for New Norfolk, Ellie Henricks 2 goals. Well, ladies, that was a cracker of a game. And from your part, Foss, who were some of the better players for the victors?
We have been thinking about this all game.